With summer rapidly approaching, everyone is gearing up for some R&R, and there's no better place to do that than on a beach. Miami, Waikiki, Malibu, and Myrtle Beach might be some of the obvious destinations, but with their fame and beauty comes both cost and crowds. With 95,471 miles of shoreline in the US, there are hundreds of hidden gems where you can find white sandy beaches, pristine ocean, restaurants, and more for a lot less hassle. To be fair, over 46,000 miles of our shoreline is in Alaska, but that still leaves tens of thousands of warmer weather beach towns to enjoy. Whether you're a kid fighting your teacher to be first out the door for break, or just a group of friends that need some raise, here are 10 beach towns that you may not have heard about. Stay tuned to the end for some bonus beach towns that don't fit the stereotypical mold. The first one may catch you by surprise, since not many people think about New York when planning a beach vacation, but Fire Island, New York, a small island off the coast of Long Island, is a car-free beachfront paradise. Parts of it are accessible by car, but there is an entire stretch that restricts any vehicles. Take the ferry across the Great South Bay and enjoy a collection of villages and towns only accessible by foot, bike, roller skates, golf cart, scooter, and pretty much anything but a vehicle. This has something for everyone, from a younger, hipper scene, parts that are more family-friendly, an LGBT community section, and more. Enjoy some of the country's freshest seafood, most notably the oysters. Long Island even has a town called Oyster Bay. There are hikes, bars, lighthouses, and most importantly, white sand beaches. Despite it being in the North Atlantic thanks to the Gulf Stream, water temperatures hover in the mid-70s for much of the summer months, making it the perfect beach for both swimming and sunbathing. There are very few hotels, so the best way to spend time on the island is to rent a charming beach bungalow or camp in a tent right on the beach. There are also 6 glamping sites for those who want the excitement of camping with the comforts of the indoors. Number 2 on this list is a 2-for-1 recommendation: Gulf Shores and Orange Beach, Alabama. Alabama is another state that doesn't usually top people's lists of beach paradises. The shoreline is a mere 60 miles long on the Gulf of Mexico, but this tiny slice of beachfront access is what keeps it a secret from the rest of the nation. The towns are only 20 minutes apart by car, but both offer something unique and fun. They are connected by some of the widest sand beaches on the Gulf, with warm turquoise waters. Spend your days sunbathing on the beach, swimming, or indulging in various water sports such as kayaking, paddleboarding, and jet skiing. Nature enthusiasts can explore the nearby Bon Secours National Wildlife Refuge or take a dolphin watching cruise. That's right, there are dolphins in Alabama. Want something more thrilling? Check out one of the several amusement parks. For those who enjoy fishing, the area offers excellent opportunities both offshore and on the beach. The 2 towns feature a vibrant dining scene with fresh seafood as well as charming shops and lively entertainment venues. With its welcoming southern charm and coastal beauty, Gulf Shores and Orange Beach are the perfect destinations for a memorable beach vacation. So don't overlook Alabama when considering a trip. How can this list not include a beach town in California? Number 3 is Carmel by the Sea. Nestled along the scenic central coast of California, Carmel is a captivating coastal town that will entice you with its natural beauty and artistic vibe. Known for its white sand beaches, rugged cliffs, and glittering turquoise waters, Carmel offers a perfect blend of relaxation and cultural exploration. The town itself has a quaint and romantic ambiance, with its cute cottages, hidden courtyards, and galleries. Art enthusiasts can explore the numerous art studios and galleries that showcase the works of local artists, while history buffs can visit the historic Carmel Mission, a Spanish-style church. Carmel is also known for wine tasting, where you can meet local winemakers and taste wines that were grown not just in California, but right there in that coastal region. For the food lovers, check out its culinary scene, offering a variety of gourmet restaurants and cafes that cater to every palate. For outdoorsy folk, nearby attractions like Point Lobos State Natural Reserve and the scenic 17-mile drive offer opportunities for hiking, wildlife spotting, and breathtaking coastal views. Unlike Southern California, this beach town offers all the beauty with none of the smog, traffic, crowds, or cost of its SoCal neighbors. Besides Alaska, New England is probably one of the last places that you'd expect to find a beach vacation, but its rugged coastline and quintessential colonial towns beg to differ. Coming in at number 4 is York, Maine. Often called the Yorks, the town is made up of 4 communities: York Village, York Harbor, York Beach, and Cape Nettic. Only the brave swim in this water, as it's pretty cold even in the summer, but that doesn't stop the locals from acting like it's a hot tub with the way they dive right in. But York is about far more than swimming. Take a leisurely walk along the Marginal Way, a scenic coastal path that offers breathtaking views of the Atlantic Ocean and rocky cliffs. Check out the local culinary scene where you can get real Maine lobster caught that morning at one of the mini lobster shacks. You can also get homemade ice cream at many of the town's eateries and seaside restaurants. Nature lovers can explore the nearby Mount Agamenticus Conservation Region, offering hiking and biking trails amidst the natural beauty of forest and wildlife. With average summer temperatures in the mid-70s, you can enjoy the natural beauty without dying of heat stroke. Number 5 takes us about as far from Maine as you can get without needing a passport. Paia, Hawaii is a funky and eclectic little town on the north shore of Maui. Far from Waikiki, which is overrun by tourists, Paia is known for its laid-back atmosphere and surfing culture. It's a haven for those who love water sports. Start by catching some waves at Ho'okipa Beach Park for some windsurfing and kiteboarding. Snorkelers and divers can explore the underwater reefs at nearby Honolulu Bay or Molokini Crater. Beyond the water, this town offers a range of shopping and dining with a diverse culinary scene from farm-to-table restaurants, vegan eateries, to food trucks offering a fusion of Hawaiian and international flavors. For those seeking Hawaii's stunning natural offerings, head to the nearby road to Hana, an iconic drive that winds through lush rainforests, waterfalls, and scenic overlooks. Hikers can also explore the trails of Haleakala National Park, including the Pipiwai Trail with its awe-inspiring bamboo forest and towering Waimoku Falls. Whether you're chasing waves, immersing in the local culture, or embarking on outdoor adventures, Paia, Hawaii offers an unforgettable blend of fun-filled activities against the backdrop of paradise without the cliché. Heading back to the mainland, there is a town you've probably never heard of in a state you probably forgot existed. Sorry, Delaware. You are small but mighty. Lewis, Delaware makes this list at number 6 for holding all the secrets of a perfect summer vacation. The town is situated right where the Atlantic Ocean meets the Delaware Bay, which makes for ideal conditions for fishing, swimming, and boating. It also has a historic district lined with boutique shops, restaurants, bars, and museums. Explore the town's heritage at the Zwanendale Museum, where you can learn about Lewis's Dutch roots and local history. Lewis is also a gateway to outdoor adventures. Hike at Cape Henlopen State Park, lounge on the beach, or go birdwatching in the park's diverse habitats. Rent kayaks or stand-up paddle boards to explore the calm waters of the Delaware Bay, or take a boat tour to see dolphins and other marine life. Like Alabama, most people don't realize that there are dolphins in Delaware. Like most seaside towns, enjoy fresh seafood at the town's local eateries, serving up the day's catch with a coastal flair. In the summer, you can take a ferry to nearby Cape May, New Jersey for a day trip and explore its Victorian architecture and lively beachfront scene. Tickets are only $18 round trip for adults, $7 for children, and kids under 6 are free, so don't ignore this small town in its small state. Head down to the East Coast to South Carolina for number 7 on this list. Just a half an hour from Charleston is Sullivan's Island. Sullivan Island is a 2.5-mile long barrier island near the entrance of Charleston Harbor. In addition to all the usual beach activities like swimming, sunbathing, local restaurants, and bars, this island has some weirdly unique attractions. Check out the Sullivan Island Lighthouse, known as Charleston Light, which was once painted such a hideous shade of orange that the town had to repaint it after so many complaints. Edgar Allan Poe spent a year on the island, and it served as the setting for 3 of his works, so check out the Edgar Allan Poe Library. For some wacky architecture, do not miss the UFO house. It's exactly what it sounds like, a house shaped like a UFO. For a more traditional and historical look, walk down Officers Row and see homes built at the turn of the 20th century to house military officers during World War I and World War II. Fort Moultrie was used to fortify the city of Charlotte all the way back during the American Revolution. Another fun thing to do is ghost crabbing. It's not as creepy as it sounds, but it is unique. Grab a flashlight, shine them on the crabs at night, and they will freeze. It is recommended to catch and release, as these are not typically edible for humans. We can't let Delaware take the rap for being the smallest state on this list, so for number 8, we will head back to New England to the actual smallest state. Jamestown, Rhode Island, which is too often overshadowed by Newport, is a secluded, family-friendly spot for the perfect summer getaway. Like Fire Island, it's recommended to rent a beach bungalow to enjoy the town like a local. Trade in the fancy restaurants and boutique shopping for its quaint farm stands, an unspoiled coast, rural New England charm, and a small town feel. Check out the lighthouse and windmill, noting that the windmill is about as old as America, having been built in 1787. Watson Farm is a fun place to go to see a working farm practicing sustainable practices. The beach is a cove, so it's great for swimming and has calm, shallow water protected from the waves of the Atlantic. The Jamestown Museum and Fire Memorial Museum are also worthwhile visits, particularly if you are traveling with kids. This rustic town will let you step back in time and just be part of the natural beauty that the town has to offer. For number 9, we have to have at least one town from the Sunshine State without hitting one of its more famous beach towns. Matlacha, Florida is a quirky, colorful, and offbeat fishing village located on a tiny island off the Gulf Coast, just a half an hour west of Fort Myers. Despite its small size, there is no shortage of things to do. This is probably one of America's most colorful towns, as buildings are covered in murals and bright colors that resemble a box of crayons on steroids. If you love fishing, then charter a boat and try your luck in the seas for a day of deep-sea fishing, or simply cast your line from one of the docks, hoping the fish are so distracted by the town's colors that they hook on your line. Nature lovers can explore nearby Matlacha Pass Aquatic Preserve, full of wildlife and mangrove hideouts. Kayak or paddleboard through the peaceful waters, and keep your eyes out for dolphins. The town also has a vibrant nightlife, fresh seafood restaurants, and clubs for dancing. Fort Myers Beach is only 14 miles away if you want to swim in the Gulf, but the inlet where Matlacha is situated has plenty of water-based activities on calmer seas. For number 10, we will zip back over to California for a swim in the Pacific Ocean. Capitola, California is about 45 minutes south of San Jose and looks a lot more like a town on the Italian Riviera rather than the west coast of the US. Spend a day lounging on the soft sands of Capitola Beach, known for its relaxed atmosphere and gentle waves perfect for swimming and paddleboarding. Shop in the village at one of the many boutique stores for art, textiles, gifts, and clothing. Stroll across the Esplanade for beautiful coastal views and pop into a local cafe, and since it's Northern California, check out some of the many tasting rooms to sample wines that come from locally grown vineyards. For history buffs, head to the Capitola History Museum, which features photos and collections of oral histories from the Gold Rush, while still acknowledging that it stands upon the ancestral homeland of the Aptos, Kayataka, and Yupi peoples. The average temperatures in the summer only hover around the mid-70s, so you can actually enjoy being outside without melting in the sun. Winter temperatures average in the low 60s, so this cute little pocket of California is perfect year-round. As always, there are a few atypical honorable mentions. Though we usually think of the beach as being the ocean, there are some lakeside communities that have the same beachy vibes. The beautiful town of Fish Creek, Wisconsin sits on the shores of Lake Michigan and makes for a nice beach town without the crowds that the ocean draws. Wolfboro, New Hampshire, billed as America's oldest summer resort, is nestled on the shores of Lake Winnipesaukee and has all the rustic charm of a typical, small New England town. Even in the desert of Arizona, you can find Lake Havasu City with its yearly hot air balloon festival, rock climbing, and desert stargazing. And with more shoreline than the entire contiguous 48 states combined, how can we not offer a nod to Alaska? Ketchikan, Alaska is on the southern tip of Alaska's Inside Passage and has a waterfront promenade, hiking trails, and millions of acres of Tongass rainforests. It's mostly just a stopping point for cruise ships, but it's not to be missed if you enjoy the beach but don't care about swimming. unless of course you are brave enough to do a polar plunge.